Hey everyone, I also wanted to go over how you export files for 3D printing. So in the past couple of classes, we've been creating some mesh objects out of Dendro using the plugin Dendro. And this plugin is great for going to 3D printing as it creates a watertight mesh that is perfect for 3D printing. So I've already gone through all those steps and made a mesh object that has been baked back into Rhino itself. So baked out of Grasshopper into Rhino. Once we have this piece of mesh in Rhino and we want to export it for 3D printing, we can go ahead and left click, select that mesh. It'll turn up yellow. We'll come up to File, go down to Export Selected because we only want to export the thing we are selecting in the scene. And once you do that, a window will come up and we can name this whatever we want. And very important here, you want to come down into this Save As Type window. If this is the first time you're ever exporting, it might come up with the 3DM, which is a native Rhino file. But that's native to Rhino. We can't 3D print with that. So what we're going to want to do is scroll down this list. It's usually a pretty big list. So you're going to want to scroll down all the way to the bottom to the S section. Once you get down here, we can see a couple options and we want to select STL or stereolithography. So STL is the file that pretty much all 3D printers, all FDM 3D printers that heat up and extrude plastic, take an STL file. So we'll save as that. Leave all these settings as is. Type in the name, select STL, hit save. And you'll see now that since we're exporting a mesh object, it's going to ask us what kind of file type that we want to export this as. And usually the rule of thumb I go with is just use the one that is the smaller file size. Usually that's binary. So I'm going with binary. You can see it's a lot smaller than the ASCII format. So go with binary, hit OK. You can see up here in Rhino, it'll be meshing. Once it finishes meshing, it'll export the file exactly where you saved it. Once we have that STL file, we can see it is now in our files, and we can send that to another 3D software or send that right to the slicer software for a 3D printer and print that off. So that's how you export a file as STL. Hope that helps.